last week, President Ramaphosa called several economic sectors together, especially the large export sectors, to discuss the issues of logistics. Agbiz was there with other sector organizations representing the agricultural sector, and we got the opportunity to present some of the challenges as well as some of the possible solutions that we deem might be feasible for the agricultural sector or the broader agricultural value chain. So Agbiz does have an interface agreement, essentially a memorandum of understanding with Transnet, where we are looking at cooperating with the entity to strengthen it and to build the necessary capacity that the sector requires. I think the overarching message that we gave to the President, which was quite well received, was that whilst the sector is committed to working with Transnet, looking at areas for cooperation and collaboration, we do need additional players in the sector as well. Much like solving the energy crisis, one does need Eskom, but we also need the power from independent power producers. The logistics sector is no different. So through the interface agreement, what we have been doing is sharing vital information, both in the dry bulk, predominantly grain sector, to see which branch lines might be feasible to reopen that are currently not running. Of course, rail is much cheaper internationally than road transport. However, the feasibility of our entire rail network is in question. So we need to really identify the 20% where the 80% of the revenue will come from and focus on those. Likewise, with the port capacity, especially the fruit and wine sectors, as well as numerous other sectors that export either bulk or through containerized exports, I've experienced huge challenges with exports, both getting it to the port, but more importantly, sufficient capacity going out of port. We do know, for instance, that many of the ports, especially Cape Town, which in the deciduous reefer season was a big focus point, when operating at 100% capacity, we do manage to cope, but there will always be disruptions. There will be wind, there will be protest actions, there might be power disruptions, or whatever the case might be. We need to have additional capacity to be able to recover from those disruptions, as this obviously does affect the sector quite significantly. Other commodities might be able to wait out if there's a delay. Or a backlog, but unfortunately working with perishable products such as agricultural produce, the longer it waits, the more the quality will go down. So it really doesn't, there's no room really for delays. We do need that additional capacity. Also, in these discussions, the allegations is often made, or the point is often made, is it not a fear or a risk of over-designing the capacity, especially for a product that's seasonal? If you look at the new cultivars that are coming, new technology, as well as, of course, new industries that have come up, that seasonality has largely been taken out of the equation, as many of the different commodities can complement each other throughout the whole season. So we are busy building that business case for exactly what type of equipment is needed, what staffing is needed, and then also looking perhaps at a public-private partnership basis to develop some of the new operations which Transnet is looking at, especially Kraaifontein, Balkan, Chatsworth, some of the near-port storage facility. So it is an out-of-the-box approach, both collaborative with Transnet, where we can see how private sector can maybe accelerate some of the expansion plans where either procurement or capital are constraints, to see if private sector can get involved to help alleviate some of those challenges. But at the same time, we also do need a competitive framework. Internationally, it is shown in Asia, Africa, and South America that there's significant interest from third parties, especially shipping lines and other multinational companies operating elements of the port or taking over certain operations on a license or concession basis. And this often generates more revenue for the government concerned than a stated entity would. So in short, certainly the objective isn't to replace Transnet. We work with them, we want to support Transnet, but at the same time, we need capacity urgently to make sure that our export sector is able to thrive and get the product through to the export destinations. And in that regard, we do believe that the white paper which Operation Vulindlela and the Treasury is busy looking at for our rail policy as well as liberalising port policy to bring in more competition will hold the sector in good stead. So the outcome of the meeting with the President was that a National Logistics Crisis Committee is being formed where Agbiz will of course play a leading role.